What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Lineman Life. Monday. It is Monday. Week 7 is come and gone here in the NFL. Another week down in the league. I'm here, your observer Lineman Uche, when they're here with my guest, with my co-host, Justin Blaylock. I'm over here looking at this breaking news at the same time trying to talk.
Oh, man. What's going on?
Goodness, JB. We got some breaking news, man.
Yes.
Let me see here. So, just before we were going to actually talk about the situation, but it appears to have been rectified.
There might have been a method to the madness, perhaps.
Might have been a method to the madness. The Jacksonville Jaguars have traded James Robinson to the New York Jets. Now, I mean, immediate reaction to this, I think this was inevitable. Maybe because it doesn't make sense to me how the Jags were doing the things they were doing with James Robinson over the last 2 seasons. And Trent Baalke is the general manager there, so of course decisions are going to be made based on, him having the final say in personnel, I guess. But James Robinson, I believe, wins in this because now he's going to a team that's winning.
Yeah.
First and foremost, they're winning. They're a winning team. They're a winning team that kind of started off in the same pit as the Jaguars, and they've already begun to climb out of that pit with what, a 4-2?
4-2, I think.
4-2 record.
5-2.
Let me check real quick.
We're 5-2. And then he's going to get touches.
Yeah. Jets are 5-2
because they run that rock,
and they just lost their running back to a torn ACL. Yep. So, I mean, this is as good a scenario as it could possibly be for James Robinson.
For him.
And you know what's crazy, man? I was listening to Maurice Jones-Drew talk on Jacksonville area 1010 XL in Jacksonville. And this is exactly what Maurice Jones-Drew said. When are we going to stop trading away our talented players in Jacksonville?
And it's for a
sixth round pick.
Which I think he was. If I'm not mistaken.
Undrafted.
Oh, he's undrafted. I knew it was late or not at all. Wow.
This is the crazy thing about this because, really, on one hand, I'm happy for James Robinson. I'm happy for him. I didn't even go front. I sent him a message on Twitter like, bruh, you might need to request a trade because these motherfuckers are dicking you around. And it don't make no sense what they're doing. It doesn't make any sense at all. If you want to win football games, you don't put the more reliable running back on the sideline. And again, it just brings me so I'm happy for him on that side. On the other hand, as a Jaguar fan, as a former Jaguar, I'm ready to be pissed. I'm ready to be pissed off because this is another good player who we have now gotten rid of again.
So now I got to wonder, you think they shopped him for, surely you only do this because you're trying to trade a guy, right? There's no other reason to have a guy
that would make sense.
Essentially benched. I wonder if he got shopped around for instead of the C-Mac trade or who else they looked at. But this makes all the sense in the world. Breece Hall goes down. They're going to be thirsty for a running back. So,
it
pays off. But they didn't know this. They didn't know he was going to get hurt.
Yeah, they didn't know he was going to get hurt. He just got hurt. That was something that happened yesterday.
So they were just bitching him for.
And look, the news, sports radio, sports talk, sports journalism in Jacksonville, these were the questions they were asking this morning. Why the hell are we not even giving this cat the ball? He's not even involved in the offense. Why are we doing that? What is the reasoning behind that? And again, Maurice Jones-Drew was on the major talk radio station in Jacksonville, as he does on Mondays, and it's literally like, my guy, he was saying exactly what I was saying because a couple of the guys who run that, I know those guys because when I was playing, like I still know them, Brent and the other guys out there in Jacksonville, and I told them, I'm like, yo, look. Travis Etienne is what you call a game breaker. He's a game breaker position. You can put him at different spots on the field, and he can make big plays. But he's not a running back. He's not a running back.
Like that Reggie Bush type of dude.
He is the hybrid. He's the Reggie Bush hybrid.
Run routes and do all this kind of shit.
You want to get him the ball moving. You want to get him the ball while he's in motion. You want to get him screens. You want to get him bubbles. You want to put him in the slot, match him up against a nickel linebacker.
Ooh, yeah. Trouble.
That's how you exploit him. You want to get him on the outside if you run him. Pitches.
Yeah, you're not handing it off. All right, go between the tackles.
You know what happened when he got in between the tackles? Fumble.
Yeah, he's kind of a slight fellow for running back anyways. Looks like a slot receiver, kind of thinner frame.
I mean, the crazy thing about this is that, and look, I understand that people think that people see Etienne as an electric player. He is an electric player, but he is a 15 to 20 play guy to maximize that ability. Yeah. You don't want him to have the ball in his hand 30 times in a game.
Yeah. There's a reason Reggie Bush never hit like that.
You know what I mean? Because at the 30th touch, hell, at the 20th touch, somebody's gonna fold him and he's gonna lose the ball.
Like, I need the cat that I can hand it off to 25 times a game.
You need the guy you can hand the ball to. Look, the teams that are winning in the NFL right now run the ball. There's only a few that don't.
Man, everything goes in cycles, man. The shit's coming back. These defenders are too fucking athletic. I mean, everyone's too good at rushing the passer. You got to hit him in the fucking mouth and run him over.
And that slows down their pass rush. That's what I don't understand. Like, I'm watching the Jaguars game yesterday, and I'm just looking at these cats. They pass the ball almost every down. I'm like, why do you think y'all can't complete no fucking passes? They're in coverage. They're tightening up in coverage on you every play. You're not even threatening them with the run. And when you do, you got a 190-pound running back who comes up the middle, and as soon as he gets sandwiched by two defenders, he gave the ball up. And really, he gave the ball up, and this ended up being the play that decided the game, if you really want to be real about it. Jags would have won the game if he doesn't fumble into the end zone. He breaks through the first level of defense. He gets hit by the safety and the linebacker, and actually he kicks the ball out of his own hand. And if you watched him before that, when he scored a touchdown, he was so wrecked. Like, bro, he wasn't even facing the goal line, and he had his arm out behind him with the ball in it, trying to reach across the line. Like, bro, a defender just has to tap your arm, and you're gonna fumble.
Oh wow!
His ball security was suspect, to say the least, in that game. It was suspect. Even after he fumbled, and it ended up being a touchback for the Broncos. Broncos, right? No, not Broncos. Giants. That's right. Why I keep colors against the Giants?
CTE kicking in.
Yeah, my CTE acting up. But even when he fumbled the ball, even after he fumbled the ball, and him trying to secure the ball, it was very dodgy the way he tried to protect the ball. Like, you can't run full speed into guys with the ball extended and then try and slap your hand over the top as you're being hit. You got to go in there with your hand over the top of it, make your move, and keep it tight and high and tight as you maneuver. When he fumbled the ball, he had the ball was literally at knee height. His arm was extended, and then his knee kicked the ball right out of his hand.
Oh, wow.
But with all of that being said, I still believe this dude is a great player to have if you use him the right way. But you cannot expect to win and be a successful team if you don't have a fundamental, foundational running game to lean on.
Who's their backup now?
I'm not sure who they have their third. Let me see.
They have someone they can just hand it off to when they need 3, and he's going to get 3.
I mean, one would have thought that would have been James Robinson.
Right.
I mean, damn. Let me see what they're. Let me see the depth chart.
I mean, how badly do you really need a 6-round pick?
I mean, JaMychal Hasty is the third back. SNUB Connor is the fourth back. So JaMychal Hasty will be the second back now. Travis Etienne is the starting running back. I mean, come on, bro. Let me look. Come on. It's 5'10", 215. That's a lie. That is a lie. Okay, so he's averaging 6.1 a carry. He has 68 attempts. Now, that is very good. That is very good average. But this is for a guy who will probably 68 attempts in 7 games?
Yeah.
That's not really enough. I mean, come on. James Robinson got 81 attempts, and he didn't even play yesterday.
Shit.
And he's 4.2 a carry. That's more in line with I mean, come on. If it was a typical NFL season with carries for running back, he would be well over 100, maybe closer to 150 carries at this point.
Yeah.
Attempts. But I mean, look, it's just. I mean, I like the trade for the Jets. This is like, okay, they can keep rolling now.
Yeah,
they're going to get a running back.
You're like, 6-round pick.
They like, that's a steal.
Yeah,
Sid, this cat is undrafted. You got an undrafted running back who you ain't got to pay no money, who's already had 1,000 yards rushing his rookie year. They ain't even been using him. They've been like just sitting him because they don't like him. And now you're going to get him. He's fresh. He's going to be motivated. He's going to be motivated. This is the move that a general manager makes to keep from having to maybe admit that you reached a little bit in the first round for a running back.
Yeah, that's all I can come up with because there's no other reason to do this. Not for a 6-round pick.
Not for a 6-round pick. I mean, a 6-round pick is – look.
Unless you get the next Tom Brady. But then you got to admit that you were wrong on Trevor Lawrence.
You know what I mean? Because think about this for a second. If you got a player in the 6th round that was half as good as James Robinson's been for them, you would have gotten extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Because what they got in James Robinson as an undrafted free agent was an extremely lucky thing. You don't normally see that. An undrafted guy becomes a starter his rookie year in a year where they won 1 game. He had over 1,000 yards rushing.
That's unbelievable. Because usually when you're losing like that,
he was about 1,200, close to 1,300 yards rushing. Wow. I mean, that is like
Jags
the building block you need that you didn't even have to pay for.
That's like Jag.
He's probably more along the lines of like a 3rd or 4th round value. Yeah, I'd say 3rd round value.
Easily. Yeah, that's like finding a 20, in your washing machine.
That's like finding 100 in the washing machine. You're like, damn.
Okay, it's my lucky day.
Hey.
Drinks on me tonight.
You know what I mean? Like, this dude was a diamond in the rough. And I can't believe it because Maurice Jones-Drew was saying it on the radio earlier today. He said, when are the Jaguars going to stop trading away our good players? And he went down the list. Campbell, Jalen Ramsey, AJ Bouye. I mean, all these cats. Just allow them to just send them off for nothing.
Hey,
These are guys who go on to ball
Jag,
out at other teams.
Why are you surprised? Jag's gonna jag.
Oh man, it's like I'm trying not to be too mad at this because James Robinson is going to go into New York and you're going to see him on fucking SportsCenter on Sunday, guarantee it, balling, because that's what happens. That's what happens when Jacksonville trades away good players. They go ball. I'm just like, damn. So they're really gonna. So look, for my Jags fans out there, I would say this: don't expect, and it's crazy to me because this has been like historically what Jacksonville is. Jacksonville is a 50-50, but really 55-45 run the pass team. We're a team that is traditionally run downhill. We have fed teams the running game, and we have been opportunistic in passing over the top of that. I don't think you're going to see Etienne touch 20 carries a game this season. I don't in any game. Maybe one. Just a game where he just maybe was just too hitting it so good.
Right.
They just had to keep going to it. But
and honestly, not too many cats are outside the Derrick Henrys of the world or even getting 20 touches a game. We're 20 carries a game. It's
20 carries a game.
20 touches. Because he catches a couple screens or some other shit like that.
Okay, so let's say because I'm thinking when I'm thinking 20 touches, I'm thinking 20 carries. So it really would be like 30 touches a game, 20 rushes a game. Like I can tell you one thing: the teams that are really winning, the teams that are probably, look at a team like New York. I don't know exactly. Let me see what numbers they had.
Zach Wilson is not setting the world on fire with his arm. They're running the ball well.
Look at this. Saquon Barkley, 24 carries for 110 against the Jags. Daniel Jones, 11 carries. They ran the ball 39 times.
Yeah, Daniel Jones
236 yards. They both had over 100 rushing. Those are the teams that are winning. They're 6-1. They just beat Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You know how many times Jacksonville ran? 21 times. You know how many times James Robinson ran in those 21 times? 0. He ain't on the fucking stat sheet.
I'd be willing to bet that if you looked at the teams that ran the ball 30 times in a game versus the teams that threw the ball 50 times in a game, the teams that ran the ball more have a better record.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I guarantee it. Look at the Green Bay Packers.
You can win.
Example.
You can win throwing the ball 50 times, but it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
And we're looking at two of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play try to do that right now.
And they get their ass ate up.
They're a little older, yes. But, they can still fucking sling the ball. I would venture to say that their velocity and air distance is just as good as it's ever been. It's just hard to fucking drop back 50 times a game.
You have to run the ball.
That's 250 one-on-one blocks, that your guys have to win. If you I guess 3 guys are always on 2 and 2 are on 2. But still, there's a lot of fucking one-on-ones you got to win if you're going to throw the ball 50 times in a game. And the way that Tampa Bay is constructed, the way Green Bay is constructed, hell. You're not going to fight anybody with a line that good.
Green Bay just lost to who?
Yes.
They just lost to the Washington Commanders. The Commies. Now, let me run down a little bit of information for you folks. Green Bay ran the ball 12 times for 38 yards with the 2 running backs they got.
And I got A.J. Dillon on my fucking fantasy team.
Are you
If anybody wants him,
me?
come get him.
You telling me that you only ran the ball 12 times with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon? 12 times.
So they
And you
should have
thought you
12
were going
carries
to win that
apiece.
game?
They should at least 12 carries apiece.
At least 12 carries apiece. Now, let's look at the Washington fucking Commies. The Washington Commies. This is a team that, I mean, come on, man.
With the backup quarterback.
Washington Commies
With the backup quarterback.
with a backup QB. The Washington Commies rushed the ball 38 times for 166 yards. They just got over 4 yards per carry, and they still ran it 38 times, and they won.
Wow, this is crazy. So, I do have a degree from a place of higher learning. If you multiply 4 by 3, that's 12. That's a first down.
That's a first down.
You don't need to get away from the run just because you're averaging 4 yards. Like 2nd and 6 is a good down.
And when you're averaging 4 yards, the defense doesn't know what to do. They don't want to overcommit because if they do, they're going to get beat over the top.
And I guarantee you this too: 4 yards in the first half, you got to turn into 5 in the third quarter, 6, 7, 8 in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter. I mean, that's the thing, man. I can't, and that's where, again, and we're coming back to talking about the Jaguars here, but when I look at the game, I'm just like, why are y'all continuing to run the same RPOs? What is all this trickery y'all are trying to do on the field? Run a play. Why are your receivers hardly go down the field? You're not threatening this team deep, so they don't have to respect it. And then you're not even trying to set up this trick 'em dick 'em bullshit. You're not even setting it up by actually pushing the run game forward, by actually trying to threaten them.
Right. You have to do the thing first before you can, run the plays off of it.
Yeah, you have to actually make it seem like you might run the ball. I mean, this shit, it kills me because as much as I'm happy for James Robinson, what Maurice Jones-Drew said this earlier this afternoon was literally what these cats just did again. They went ahead and traded him just to get him out the building. Not because they need him.
Just jagged it up.
They just jagged it up.
Hey, this 6th-round pick better turn into somebody good.
Hey, shit. He better be pick one. What was it? 159 or some shit, or two? What was Tom Brady's pick?
199 or
something like. He better be fall right on that number.
Somebody will tell us.
Look at all these players the Jags have traded.
Wow.
Just got rid of them. Look at these names.
Too.
You know what I mean? Baller. He's actually good. He just, he's sitting behind Jalen Hurts. C.J. Henderson, pretty good. Went to Carolina. Yannick Ngakoue, Dante Fowler. He got a Super Bowl. Boom. Super Bowl. I've been seeing this for much longer than just. Shoot. I remember when I was in Jacksonville when we traded away a couple cats. Bobby McCray. What happened to him that year? Super Bowl. I'm like, damn.
Maybe y'all are like good luck, Chuck.
Alias Campbell. Yep.
You leave Jacksonville, you go get you a Super Bowl.
That's the meme now. It's like if you get traded from Jacksonville, you're probably going to win the Super Bowl that year.
Oh, man.
Or get close. So, we'll keep up with obviously with what James Robinson is doing in New York, but breaking. That's breaking right there. And we'll see. I don't know. I want to believe that Etienne can be a every down back for the Jaguars, but I don't see it. I don't see how you want that to happen. He's 5'10". He is barely 200 pounds. I don't believe 215 for a second. I don't believe that for a second. because James Robinson is probably pushing like 220, 225. And he looks way thicker than Travis Etienne.
That's a thick boy.
It's a thick boy now. But let's keep it moving here. We got some other interesting stories to talk about in the NFL. Matt Ryan. That's your quarterback, right? That's your.
I gotta pour some liquor out.
You gotta pour some liquor out for Matt Ryan, y'all. Pour some liquor out. Say a few kind words.
He was special.
It looks like it's the end of an era.
Shit, man.
Matt Ryan has been officially benched by the Colts. And this was not a situation where now he did have a grade 2 shoulder sprain.
But
right?
he is injured.
He is injured, but this was not
Frank
something that
this was not related.
Yeah, this was not related. They said this was going to happen anyways. It's going to happen regardless. Now, I feel a certain kind of way about this. I got to tell you that, JB. I feel a certain kind of way about this shit. Because the fact of the matter is, Matt Ryan got fucked by the Colts.
I think that he said that. I didn't see or haven't read the transcript, but I saw one of the talking heads talking about that the Colts failed him, basically, because he was obviously sold on, like, hey, come here. We run the ball like hell.
We're going to protect you.
We're going to keep you upright. And none of that shit happened.
This cat was like the most quarterback in the league. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even more than Justin Fields, who's on right now, who's
out in Chicago. He got
feels like he gets hit every fucking play. Matt was getting hit more than him.
Matt
now,
Ryan,
granted, he's a different style of quarterback, than Justin Fields.
I mean, come on now. Have they ever had a different style of quarterback than what he is?
Well, that's all they have up there, really.
Andrew Luck is maybe the closest thing to an athlete. He was an athlete, no lie.
He was a good athlete.
He was really good. He was actually a really good athlete. But he was a pocket passer himself, even with that athleticism. He didn't usually try to get out of the pocket.
Right. He just could if he needed to.
If he needed to, he can make it happen with ease. He could do it. He can run a motherfucker over.
He got beat down to the point where he was just
you saw what happened to his body. Bounced. Yeah. They took his love for football away.
Right. Took the joy out of that man's heart. You know how fucking bad you got to be to do that shit?
You know how bad the situation has to be where you're like, I don't even want to play football anymore. I just want to go sit with my kids.
Like, it's not like he was an offensive lineman. Like, this shit sucks for us. Okay.
Yeah.
This shit's hard.
He don't never get hit in practice. Ever.
Like, I'm getting hit every which way in practice.
This cat was getting his ass bent in half during the games.
Yeah.
And he would take them shots too. I mean, I've seen that cat take shots, and I'm like, woo.
He was a man with it, He took his shots on Sunday.
Folded. And he just got up. Like it was nothing.
I mean, he was a big boy. He's probably like 235, something like that.
But
still not.
And I think we got a video clip here for us to look at on the whole Matt Ryan situation. Look, man, ever since, look, you got to think about it like this. Peyton Manning was in Indianapolis. They did it the same way. You go to Andrew Luck, they did him the same way. From there, Matt Ryan, who they pretty much convinced him to come to Indianapolis because they had, at the time, the top running attack in the NFL. They had probably one of the top 5 offensive lines in the NFL. That's what I had them. I had them up there in the top 5, top 6. And they had a good emerging defense. Like this was supposed to be the setup. Return to glory, son.
It looked like that was all that was missing.
The last dance, son. That's what it was supposed to be.
I mean, I guess if you look around the league, how many statuesque quarterbacks are really balling out?
The other one would be Tom Brady.
That's the first 2 that came to my mind were Brady and Rodgers. But Rodgers can run a little bit.
And Rodgers can run. Rodgers is pretty shifty, actually.
He likes to be in the pocket. He can escape.
Yeah.
But No one that just stands there, and the Dan Marino days, that shit's gone.
There has to be an escape valve in quarterbacks now. Like, you have to be able to open your hips and run to the sideline and make a throw. And I mean, he could do that in his younger days. He could do it on a decent, pretty decent level. He's not like, if a defensive end is loose, he's not going to outrun him, but he'll get outside the DTs and he'll start running. But now he needs to be in that pocket. And I mean, look, he can do very minimal evasive maneuvers. We've seen him do it. He can still do that.
Oh yeah.
But he
in the pocket, yeah, fine. But the days of escaping DNs, especially these cats that are running 4.5. Sometimes you pick a spot in the ground and fall.
I would say that he lost about 10% of the zip on his passes because of that, because he's not able to, he doesn't have that same torque. But I mean, how much of that is his actual throwing strength, or the fact that he may have probably been playing with a hurt shoulder before it actually happened, and got diagnosed this week. He probably been playing with a little bit of pain in the shoulder, because it's usually not the moment it happens in situations like that. It's usually when it gets too hard to actually function with.
Right.
That's where you begin to see it affect the actual velocity on passes. And I mean, he made a couple bad throws in that game against Tennessee. But
I mean, shit, look at Baker Mayfield. And that was what the other shoulder fucked up.
Yeah.
So imagine
your throwing
shoulder
messed up.
Being messed up.
That's gonna have an effect. That's gonna have an effect for real. This is a video here, ESPN. Let's see. They're talking about it. It's Dan Orlovsky and them. Usual suspects.
Yeah, the culture in this situation is their offensive line fell apart. I mean, Matt Ryan has been beat up this year. And Shefty's right, and Coach Reich is right. They failed him. When they pulled 37-year-old Matt Ryan out of Atlanta for that trade, it was, we promise you we will protect you. We promise.
Look at this shit.
Wow.
Sacks, worst. I mean, and of course, with those many sacks, a lot of them probably coming while he's in this position.
You're bound to,
fumbles.
I mean, because a strip sack is also,
that's
a fumble and a sack. So, I mean, 11 of those 24 is, a cat just reaching out and batting the ball out, most likely.
And then interceptions, how many of those are because he was getting hit in this position?
Right, and just tries to throw up.
And that ball floats out, and the ball floats out, and it gets picked. And then how many of them are tipped on the receiver's hands, and he tips it upwards, and then the defensive back is standing 2 yards behind him and picks it off. That's how that shit happens. It all is based on the fact that he's getting hit like this. That's why all these numbers are where they are.
Yeah, you're rarely going to see him just not see a guy and have a clean pocket, step up and throw, and it's like, oh shit.
Even the pick six he threw, he was going down when he threw it. He was going down. So it's like, you're not even protecting this guy. So what do you want him to do? I mean, I cannot be mad. Well, let me say this. If I was Matt Ryan, I wouldn't feel like I let anybody down.
Nope.
Because y'all know exactly who I am and how I play this game. Y'all the one who promised me that I wouldn't be the most, you know what I'm saying? Y'all the ones who told me that I wouldn't be the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Well, here I am.
I'm supposed to be the most protected quarterback in the NFL.
You know what I'm saying? The most sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I got the opposite of what I was promised.
Ooh, man.
Shout out to Sam Ehlinger, though. Longhorn. Hope he
Gallagher. Ehlinger. I was gonna say Ehlinger's that's a Longhorn right there.
Yeah.
Somebody said never trust a Longhorn though.
Damn. That's fucked up.
That's what I saw in the comment section. All this shit.
We're going to have one of the better run games in the NFL. Now, turnovers have been an issue for Matt. But I'll be honest with you guys, I'm disappointed in this because he's played his absolute butt off for his football team. I mean, it has not been perfect by any means. But I don't think a lot of quarterbacks were going to play well.
I mean, look at this cat. Look at this. I mean, what you want him to do here? He got a motherfucker wrapped around his waist, literally.
I don't care. I mean, goddamn, Jamarcus Russell, or I'm thinking like the cats with the strongest arms you could think of. Jeff George, they can't throw the ball
without their legs.
With a motherfucker, dragging them down. Yeah.
So whose fault is this? Whose fault is this really? Maybe Jim Irsay need to come out and apologize to this cat. That's how I feel. Maybe he needs to come out and apologize. We just didn't get it. We didn't get it done for him.
Just give me the rest of my money, and I'll. You don't got to see me no more. I won't even come in no more.
Hey, but look, his contract, right? $24 million guaranteed this year, $17 million guaranteed next year. They can't even get rid of him.
Good for him.
You win the game of life, good sir.
Like, hey, you can just give it to me right now.
Played well in Indy this year, given the duress that he.
I just want to see what his next picture is going to look.
That Sam is going to bring more of an athleticism to this offense.
Who could do like that?
That is not.
Maybe Ben Roethlisberger could have made passes like that. That's the only guy I've seen consistently get hit and still be able to, make decent looking throws.
What you expect this man to do when this he ain't even, this is from his left side. He can't see this. This is blind side. What you expect him to do here? What you think is going to happen to that young kid? He's going to be in that pocket too, feeling like, oh, he got all day to pass. Nope.
If your first read open, Sam, take the fuck off.
I mean, holy moly. This cat is out here getting bodied.
But that is not going to cure what they have going on. This has gone from one of the best run games in the NFL to one of the worst. It has gone from one of the most dangerous offenses in the NFL to one of the worst. And for Matt Ryan to try to end his career the right way in Indy and commit to them and this move, it just shows how off cue the Colts had a pulse of their football team was.
It's interesting they're moving to Ellinger ahead of the matchup with Washington, not just because of the Carson Wentz connection, but because in some ways, Dan, Ellinger actually reminds me a little bit of Taylor Heineke. Their games from watching him in college, not the strong.
All right, no, we don't care about the cat who coming in for him. We talking about Matt.
Right.
We're talking about Matty. But
I mean, if they're committing to Sam Ellinger the rest of the way, I presume they wouldn't. I presume they wouldn't start Matt again next year, and they owe him a ton of money.
They're gonna have to release him, or they're gonna have to pay him that money. They can't even release him. They can't release him.
This is I don't know who you could even trade with right now. Deadline's coming up. This is just bad all around.
It's bad management.
They fucked him on this. That's my quarterback. He deserved way better than this.
Boy, they fucked that guy. They fucked him. Jeez Louise. Woo! Oy.
Yeah, dang, they got Obama on the Peyton and Eli broadcast.
Oh, they got Obama on there?
Yeah.
Obama.
How much
what up, cuz?
How much did it take that to pull that off?
They got to pay that nigga $1 million.
Yeah, I'm like, even if it's just come in for 5 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? He said, come on now.
Questions got to be pre-approved. Like,
you know what I mean? You can't ask me nothing I ain't ready for.
No, this was not on the list. Next.
Can't ask me nothing I ain't ready for.
I know he's a basketball guy. I didn't know he was into football like that. Good for him.
Ooh, wait. All right, so let's take a look. Now, there's a couple things that are going on here in the NFL that do need some mentioning because I find it to be pretty hilarious. But referees getting a little bit too comfy-wumpy out here, huh? Check this out, folks. This is from Tom Pelissero. The NFL is reviewing the incident involving side judge Jeff Lamberth and line judge Trip Sutter, I'm told. Those are some great names. The NFLRA, Referees Association, CBA, specifically says game officials shall not ask players, coaches, or any other team personnel for autographs or memorabilia. Well, looky.
How do you let yourself get doing that?
The people were like, they allowed to get autographs? That's what I said. Yo, how you get caught in 4K?
Surely this is like one of the first things they tell you.
Don't be a fucking groupie out there.
At referee school. But if you're going to do it, I mean, there's got to be a better way to do it.
A little bit more subtle. Don't do it straight off the field. Like, look at them. Look at these guys, though. Mike.
Well, in their defense, they definitely didn't help the fucking Bucks out in this game. It's not as if they were like, "Hey, we're trying to help you out."
Hey, so you get another close catch like that, we might call a PI if you drop it, right? This guy looks happy as hell. Look at him. Yeah, it's got my grandson, Mike Evans autograph.
Right.
That's what I said.
And the lady's like, they're supposed to be getting autographs?
Wow.
That's what I said.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So they can definitely count on the NFL. The NFL's investigating it, and they'll probably send something to their door just like,
hello there.
like, motherfucker, what, you thought you got away with this?
I mean, you definitely aren't going to see this crew in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, they won't be doing any postseason games. That's for sure. But that's a pretty weird situation there. Don't really expect that to happen. But I mean, I'm honestly, I'm surprised. Honestly, I feel like that's probably happened before. I feel like it's happened.
It has to have happened. I mean,
because I mean, I've had some pretty cheery conversations with referees on the field, and it's like, okay, this motherfucker's cool. He ain't too bad. You know, and I ain't even gonna front. One time, motherfucker let me get away with a hold like a motherfucker. He looked me right in my eyes. I was getting up. He said, "Oh," and this is what I was like. You know what? He is cool. He looked at me. He said,
"All right, now I gotta call the next one."
Yeah. He said, "All right, now. You know that was close. That was a close one now."
I mean,
and I was like, close, nigga. You see his jerseys pulled all the way
right.
off the shit.
I mean, the longer you play a long time, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 plus years, you get to know these cats. I mean, there's only so many guys. Do. There's only so many guys doing it. I mean, you see these guys all the fucking time.
Yeah, you really do. Like, there's probably like 5 or 6 refs that I was on first name basis with just because I done seen them so many times.
Right. I mean, we're not. I'm not sending a Christmas card or nothing, but I mean, you know these guys.
Yeah.
And
sometimes they, I mean, hey, I guess I was in the gray area. Maybe he didn't get to see the whole thing, but I know I felt that whole jersey come off that pad. I was like, shit. I got up looking up. You know, you get up off the ground, you're like.
And, maybe you have a scouting report. Maybe there's a scouting report in the back of your playbook that week, detailing what the guy calls and who's on the crew that week. I don't know. That might happen.
Well, they watch our film. They'll watch the team's films of the teams they're officiating too.
Oh yeah.
They see what
watch
guys are offenders.
Them.
Yeah, they see who the offenders are, and really, I rarely got called for penalties. So, I mean, he had to know that I'm not a holder. Just my hand might have got caught a little bit that time. All right, well, let's get into these scores. Let's check out these scores real quick.
Ugh.
As you all know, you know what? I got to say, man, the NFL this year has been the sloppiest, ugliest shit that I've seen in a long time. I mean, I have not seen so many blatantly bad games. Like, there's only a few teams that consistently score, four times in a game, like 4 touchdowns. The rest of these teams, oh my God, what are they doing? But
it's not been pretty this year.
yeah, it's not been pretty.
I think
we're gonna get into
down something like 25% already.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
This time last year.
You see that the damn Broncos
under, I guess.
And the Broncos still couldn't score no damn points. Even without Russ, everybody thought they might score some points with Russ Wilson out. Nope. They still garbage. They still can't score nut.
Y'all just suck. That's right.
These cats scored 9 points against the Jets.
I mean, maybe the Jets' defense is pretty good.
Their defense is solid. Their defense is solid, but still, these cats ain't. Doesn't that feel like that's been the score to their games all the time? Broncos 9, the other team with like 15, 12.
Yeah. They have to be bottom 3 or 4 in offense. It's so ugly watching their games, and somehow they keep getting on TV.
Somehow, right? Like, how do y'all keep getting on here? Y'all ain't good. Because they got Russell Wilson and they thought they were going to give them all them prime time.
They'd be better than this. Right, when can we start flexing these motherfuckers onto like the noon game? This
for real, they need to be that 1 o'clock game. Get them over with.
This primetime shit ain't cutting it for y'all. It needs to be like, oh, by the way, the Broncos lost again.
You know what I mean? Like, so starting off where we kind of picked or where we left off with the Colts, Tennessee gets that win, 19-10. Matt Ryan threw a costly pick six. I think that kind of sealed it for him. Tennessee quietly back in fucking first place in the AFC South. Man, Jacksonville, y'all are full of shit. The Jaguars should be number 1 in the AFC South. Y'all fucked it off completely. Good job.
There's still a lot of football left.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there is. That's the problem. It's not looking very good right now. Look at this shit. Derrick Henry, 30 carries, 128 yards, 4.3 a carry. Nothing out of this world. I mean, come on now. Derrick Henry, he comes to Jacksonville, he got like a 250-yard rushing game every time.
Shit.
Bruh, he has like a couple of 99-yard runs against the Jaguars. Unbelievable. Yeah, dead ass. I mean, again, you look at the teams who won, you look at the teams who lost. This is going to be a consistent thing we're going to see throughout, football, because it's kind of how football works. The teams usually that run the ball more and gain, and you're not necessarily blowing it out of the water in yardage and yards per carry, but you present the running attack as an option that the defense cannot ignore. A lot of times those teams win. Colts ran it 17 times. They lost.
You're rarely going to see a game where you run 30 times and lose.
If you run 30 times, it means you're setting a tempo.
Because you're also not going to run the ball if you're averaging 2 yards a carry.
Exactly.
So it's kind of more correlation than causation, but if you're able to run 30 times, probably going to win the game.
Just look at it like this as well. Matt Ryan threw 44 passes. Ryan Tannehill, who I would match head up against Matt Ryan any day and say that Matt Ryan's better.
Yeah, at everything.
Ryan Tannehill threw the ball 20 times. Ryan Tannehill threw the ball 20 times, and Derrick Henry ran the ball 10 more times than he threw the ball. And they won the game.
About what you should be doing if you have those two players.
Yeah. We're not talking. We're talking about one great running back and one. You can make an argument that Ryan Tannehill is trash. You can make that argument, and I would listen to it because in crucial moments he has shown me that he is trash. Shit. So just kind of off the rip, kind of giving my perspective, and we're going to see if this holds up throughout these scores. We're not going to talk about every game to an extent, for a long period, but I'm going to check that stat on every team and see who wins it. So next up, Baltimore. I mean, I can already tell you how this one's going to look. Baltimore, Cleveland. I don't remember who we predicted on this one when we did our predictions, but I will say that I think we did take Baltimore because of the home field advantage. They play well
I think we said this was the coin toss. If
this one was a coin toss. Yeah, I think so. Let's see here. So the Ravens pull that out 23-20. It's looking rough for the Browns. I told them don't put your faith in Jacoby Brissett. That's a mistake.
I mean,
okay.
Not too many backups can hold the fort down for 10
as
weeks.
Long as He's look, I'll say this. He didn't lose them the game at all. This cat was 22 for 27, 258, 9.6 a pass, no sacks. He didn't throw no touchdowns, no interceptions. Okay. So he didn't help really. He didn't help you necessarily get in the end zone, but he had a 106 quarterback rating.
Passer rating. You should win with that.
You should win with that. But Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, 9 for 16, 120 yards. Also, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but with a passer rating of 80.2. So really, Lamar Jackson didn't even help. But you know why they won this game?
How many rushes did he have?
Actually,
I think Gus Edwards went off too.
Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. The Ravens ran the ball 44 times.
Well, for
160 yards, 3.6 a carry. Cleveland, who has 2. See, this is what I'm saying. What the fuck is this? Nick Chubb had 16 carries for 91 yards, 5.7 a carry, 1 touchdown, and you're not feeding him the ball 15 more times?
Were they down early or something?
Actually, no. They were down. They were up 10-3 after 1. Okay, so they were down 13-10 at halftime. It was a fucking close game the whole time.
Right.
So who's going to set the tempo and take the win?
Yeah, you should still be feeding him.
Fully in run the ball in downhill mode. You got Kareem Hunt and you got Nick Chubb. They ran the ball 24 times. 24 times. Yeah, half the amount of times as the fucking Baltimore Ravens did.
In a nip and tuck game, that's inexcusable.
Inexcusable. Because that's what this was, a nip and tuck game. Quarterbacks wasn't giving you shit as far as touchdowns go. Quarterbacks didn't pass for nothing.
It's just 9 on 7.
It's just 9 on 7 is what it was. And that's the crazy part. So there you have another game where we can actually show where, okay, so yes, let me see, the Browns missed the kick, got blocked to tie it, but that's irrelevant. If the Browns ran the ball 20 more times, you probably wouldn't have needed a field goal to tie it. So that's another game where the team that ran the ball more in the situation, as the situation dictated, it really came down to who could run the ball better, and the Ravens did it, which is a surprise because they don't have the backfield outside of Lamar Jackson that the Cleveland Browns have.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, Gus Edwards came out of nowhere. I think he's been on the shelf for like a year or two.
He had 16 carries for 66, so he only got 4.1, but he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, two touchdowns.
His 2 touchdowns clinched it.
Ooh. Oh, this is the game. There was a false start on that field goal at the end too.
Mm-hmm.
Where this used to piss me off so bad. Where they had the defense had some kind of shift call.
Yeah, they shifted and they made somebody flinch.
Put the other hand down. That's some bullshit.
Yeah,
that's some bullshit.
That's almost like cadence, like mimicking cadence.
Right. I see all that. There's no way you can differentiate between that and the play starting
and when you're supposed to move, because you're moving on movement, and they know that.
And they see the whole line just shifts. Surely there's a verbal cue.
Mm-hmm.
This is so stupid.
Defenses do that because they're not smart enough to actually, because they know they can't win the actual battle to get through the line to block the kick. They got to sneak around it.
Yep.
Oh my God, the Bears are up 10-0 on the Patriots. Just a little update there on Monday Night Football. But let's keep going here. Next game up, Raiders smash on the Texans. I think we all kind of figured that would happen. The Raiders, Josh Jacobs balled out. I don't even think I need to look at his what he did running the ball because I already know. I synced it. 20 carries, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's what he did.
Wow.
That's what he did. I can guarantee you that Houston ain't barely run the ball. Oh, actually, Houston ran it for 23 times for 108.
Okay. I mean, not bad.
23 times for 108, solid, but your quarterback threw an interception, which hurts you. Damon Pierce, 20 carries for 92 yards. That's actually solid. And that's okay. So where did they get beat bad here? They got beat bad here because Devontae Adams had, the receivers actually, the receiver scored 1 touchdown, running backs, the running game scored 3 touchdowns. That's why.
I mean, that'll do it every time. And your quarterback throws a pick.
I mean, Josh Jacobs, 20 carries, 143, 7.2 a carry, 3 touchdowns. And his longest run was only 15 yards.
Damn.
That's damn good. His backup, DJ Turner, 3 carries, 20 yards, 6.7 with 18.
That's winning football.
Yeah, that's winning football. Now, if they could do that against good teams, they might have something.
Big difference now.
Yeah, big difference.
Hey, sometimes you just got to get right,
Now, look, passing the ball, Derek Carr passed the ball 27 times. As many times as they ran the ball.
That's about where I'd like him.
50-50. You don't want him throwing 45 passes a game. 2 of those are going to be interceptions.
There's not too many guys I want throwing the ball 50 times.
You know what I mean? That's not a quarterback. And like you said, there's really not many quarterbacks you want throwing the ball 40 times a game because they're going to give you an interception. The interception probability skyrockets after about 30 passes, after about 25 passes, really. Because you can assure yourself that in those after 25 passes, you're off script and you're just calling shit. And you're going to call some shit that is going to be totally not the right call for the situation. And he's going to set you up and you're going to deliver straight to the other team. Jason Gaines for $10. Appreciate that. Jason, he says, I'd like to call out all of the bandwagon Brady fans, in particular, the Greg and D-Day Cobra. I see that he stopped wearing his Bucks hat. You both are MIA. AB continues to dunk on Brady on social media. Damn. The Greg. Where is the Greg? I ain't seen him around here for a minute. Yeah, them boys are Brady. Oh, yeah, the Greg. He used to talk that cash shit on the show about the Jaguars and how many ways the New England Patriots beat Jacksonville over our history. Where are you at now, cuz? D-Day. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate that, brother. But let's keep going here. Next up, we already talked about Denver and the Jets. The Jets, obviously, they just got James Robinson after losing their starting running back to a torn ACL. So they pretty much just filled one good running back spot with another good running back. So they're going to be on for that. I can't. I'm going to pay strict attention to how the Jets do next week and how many carries they give James Robinson. I guarantee you that boy's going to get 20-plus carries. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
If you want to win, let Booby
If you want to win, you know what I'm saying? If you want to win, let Booby spin, baby.
This shit ain't changed since Varsity Blues, man. Come on.
For real. This show
Shit
has
still
it.
works.
Still on cue. So, I mean, Denver is such a mess. Oh, God. I feel bad for their fan base because they really was hyped this year. They was like, oh, this is going to be it. That's what we need. That's what we need. Yeah, right. That's what you thought. What you need is it's a whole new system.
Playing pretty good.
Their defense is playing very good.
I mean,
they're playing Jacksonville this weekend. Yeah.
To keep that
really
team close, you got to be going crazy
against good offenses too, because they did it against Los Angeles, against the Chargers. I mean, yeah, that defense is pretty darn good. But hey, You got to score more points. You still got to score more points than the other team.
Yeah, you can't shut them out every week. No one's that good.
For real. Nobody's that good. Even if you only giving them up, 10 points a game, if you can't score 10, you're still going to lose. And y'all ain't been able to score 10 in a minute. Them cats ain't barely been able to score 10. Barely. All right. Let's keep going here. Miami comes away with a 6-point win over the Steelers. Our boy Pickett, what is his name? Brady? Kenny Pickett. Not a good day for him. I mean, I can't beat him up too much. It's only his third game as a starter. But he threw 3 interceptions. It was not pretty. And he didn't help nobody win shit there with that performance. You didn't help nobody do shit with that garbage ass performance. And what did he do? He threw the ball 44 times. Rookie quarterback throwing the ball 44 times. Yeah, you lost.
You definitely don't want that.
You definitely lost. They ran the ball 23 times. So, I mean, really, and this is a case where they ran the ball 23 times. Miami ran it 27. Miami won out. And obviously the difference in that is that the quarterback turned the ball over 3 times by himself, and Tua did not. Tua threw the ball 35 times. He threw the ball less times than Kenny Pickett. They ran the ball more, and they won the game. So that's another matchup, even though it's a little bit, the circumstances are a little bit different because you got a rookie quarterback who's going to be more prone to making that kind of mistake and turning it over. Doesn't matter. The team that ran the ball more won the game. And that's been the case in damn near every game we've went through so far. Let's keep going. Cincinnati pulled away from Atlanta for a second there. Atlanta looked like they was about that drama. I'm not going to front. They look like they might be ready to pull something off. But no, it was not to be. And look, Marcus Mariota, I don't know, bro. They might want to think about keeping this cat. Because really,
they've been competitive all year.
All year. They've been competitive in every game, and he has not burned them. Even in this game, he didn't throw no interceptions. He threw a touchdown.
And that's not a ton of weapons.
Yeah, with not a lot of weapons.
I mean, Kyle Pitts is a threat of a weapon, but he hasn't been.
You need a receiver
to
threaten the secondary, and Kyle Pitts will make them pay on the other side.
Yeah, the receivers are just
the main option.
Just kind of guys. Without Calvin Ridley, who's done for the year on a $1,500 bet.
They said, "Motherfucker, death penalty." Now, as far as rushing goes here, Atlanta had 8 more rushes than Cincinnati. Mac
Jones just kicked the dude in the nuts when he was trying to slide. What's with these New England quarterbacks? This Tom did it 2 weeks ago. Try to kick Buddy in the nuts. This guy thinks he's Draymond Green. Sorry about that.
Woo! All right, so the running statistic didn't hold up in this one, but I think that has more to do with the fact that there's just more weapons on Cincinnati as far as the passing game goes. Joe Burrow threw 3 touchdowns, 481 yards passing. I mean, come on. The cat had a 138 passer rating, 82 QBR, damn near perfect. He got sacked 3 times, but that didn't mean nothing. Marcus Mariota, much more of a manager's game, 8 for 13, 124, threw a touchdown.
He probably had some rushes of his own.
Yeah, he had 6 rushes for 31 yards, so he averaged 5.2. But really, if you're talking about design running plays, I think you look at this and you say they ran the ball really 22 times. They really ran the ball 22 times, not 29. Mm-hmm. So they were even in the run department, but Joe Burrow has more weapons.
Those for 400 yards. Come on.
Yeah, he throwing for damn near 500. Yeah, that means
with no picks or
no picks, all tuts. All tuts.
Yeah. That was kind of tough to overcome.
All right.
We're not saying it's a lock that you're always going to win when you rush the ball more.
Because not a lock, but your chances are. But you'll see you'll see a much closer competitive game, and you'll minimize the need for big offensive plays down the field if you're running the ball with any kind of like consistency at all.
Oh yeah.
So
give me the 30 runs over the
30 runs, and I'll give you 25 passes, and I bet you we win. If I can pick those 25 passes, I can pick those plays, I bet you we win the game. Now, next game up here, New York goes into Jacksonville, pulls out the win. I mean, I watched this game. I watched the entirety of this game because I felt like this was a huge game for Jacksonville, and I like New York. I like the Giants. I like how they're playing football right now. They're not over here dropping top 10 highlight plays every game, but these cats are consistently playing to the strength of their team, and it starts with the running game. And again, you look at the statistics. I mean, the statistics are obvious here. We pretty much know what these stats are going to be because the Jags only ran the ball like, 17 times, I think. The Jags ran the ball total 21 times, but carries for running backs, 14.
Oh.
15, my bad. 15 carries for the running backs. Travis Etienne went 14 carries for 114 yards, 8.1, long 49. So he had a good damn game. He had a damn good game. Now imagine if he had 25 carries. I don't know that he fumbled away one of these carries, which was the difference in the game. And I'm not sure you can give him 10 more carries in that space without potentially something else happening. Because he's not a 25 to 30 yard a game runner. That's not what he is. He can be used in a number of ways where he is explosive, and the running game is one of them. But they ran the ball. Jacksonville as a team ran the ball 22 times. That includes, I'm sorry, my bad, not 22 times, 21 times. And that includes 2 wide receivers. That includes 2 wide receivers getting rushing attempts.
Right. Were there any sacks?
No, they didn't give up any sacks.
Okay.
That's
also a rushing attempt.
No, Trevor Lawrence didn't throw any touchdowns or any interceptions. But he passed the ball 43 times. That's like too much. That's too much. I guarantee you, if you take 10 of these passes away and add them to the run game, you win.
Yeah.
Now, the Giants on the other side, the Giants ran the ball 39 times.
Ooh.
For 236 yards, 6.1 a carry, 2 touchdowns. One touchdown.
I think we said that Saquon and Daniel Jones were over 100. So
yeah, they both were over 100.
That's a recipe for success. I mean, Daniel Jones ain't gonna have 100 yards every week.
But the crazy thing is that he can get halfway there every week.
Yeah, he could easily get 50 a week.
I didn't know that cat ran the ball like this. 11 carries for 170 yards.
He's fast.
He is fast. But damn.
I wouldn't say he's like elusive or anything like that, but
he's not elusive. But if
you're a man coverage and everyone has their back turned, he can.
Well, no, you know how he got those. These are carries that he got those on.
Oh, the design runs.
They ran. Yeah, the design runs. He ran one of the best plays they ran in that game. He literally fooled the entire Jaguar defense on a keep with Saquon Barkley. He faked it to Saquon and just ran up the numbers. I mean, it was pretty fucking nice because the defensive end he was reading just collapsed onto the running back. Didn't even I'm talking about just whoosh. He just went he risked everything.
Damn. Okay. Well, I mean, we should expect some of that from Brian Daboll. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to do some, Josh Allen-ish things.
Yeah. So, that stat holds up again. The team that actually controlled the game through the running game won the game. Next up, we got Seattle at LA. Seattle at LA. The Chargers have taken it. They hit a slump. They hit a bad slump. I mean, that's what? I think that's maybe 2 or 3 games in a row for them they've lost.
Might be, or at least 2 out of 3 out of 4, something like
Let me
that.
see. Oh no, actually, whoa, hold on. Oh wait, they beat the Broncos. Never mind. That's they're coming off a 3-win streak. They lost that game.
Okay. I mean, Broncos are a get right, so
Yeah, Broncos are a get right team at this point. They 19-16. God, let me see what all their scores look like. Let me look at the Broncos scores. I just want to see what their scores look like. That's all. Let's see here. Broncos. 17-16, 16-9, 11-10, 32-23. That was their highest scoring game. They scored 23 points. 12-9, 19-16, 16-9. They've scored single digits in points. 1, 2, 3. 3 games. They scored 10 points in 1 game. And so in 4 games out of 7, they have not gotten over 2 scores. Over 2 scores, whether it be touchdown, field goal, or 3 scores if it's all field goals.
right. Wow. Let's ride.
Let's ride. They ride right into a ditch as soon as they pull out. All right, let's look at this game against the Seahawks. The Seahawks, man, damn. Seahawks are 4-3. They done pulled it back. Geno Smith. Geno Smith had a decent game. He 27 passes, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 105 passer rating, 59 QBR. Rushing, Seattle ran the ball 34 times. 34 times. 214 yards, 6.3 a carry, 2 touchdowns. The Los Angeles Chargers, even with Austin Eckler back there running back, they ran the ball 15 times for 53 yards. And that's why they lost.
Yeah, I gotta use a guy like that, man.
Everything else was equal. The quarterbacks both threw the ball about equally. Justin Herbert threw it 51 times, so he doubled the pass output. But he only threw 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. So he really, all things were equaled out by the TDs and picks. Geno Smith did the same thing. So
Right.
So it came down to what? The run game. One team ran for 53 yards, the other team ran for 214. Come on. The numbers are speaking for themselves here. They're showing you that these teams who run the ball win the games. Now let's keep going here because I don't want to get too deep into every game, because I want to get through this to kind of see how this really does play out when you go through an entire week of football. You got the Chiefs beating up on the Niners. The Niners are a running team, so I'm interested to see what they did, especially with that defense not being able to contain the Chiefs at all. I'm interested to see
I think they were the number 1 defense in the league before this too.
Yeah, number 1 in the league. Oh, would you looky here? Oh, well, all right. Okay, so the quarterbacks, honestly, didn't have a Mahomes had he did have a better game. 34 passes for 423 yards, 25 for 34, 12.4 a pass, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jimmy Garoppolo, on the other hand, he threw the ball 37 times, but he had the same amount of completions, 25 for 37, 303 yards, 8.2 a carry, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So honestly, he was sacked 5 times. That's a problem. That probably hurt him big time.
Yeah.
But he had a 99.3 passer rating, which is solid. He actually played a solid game outside of the 5 sacks. And of course, whenever you turn the ball over, that's a negative. But Mahomes, he turned the ball over too, but he made up for it with another touchdown pass. So that pushed things in Kansas City's favor there. Now, as far as rushing goes, both teams ran the ball 21 times. Kansas City had 112 yards rushing, and San Francisco had 101 yards rushing. Christian McCaffrey had 8 carries for 38 yards, so he had he got introduced into their system.
Just welcome.
And got a little taste. But really, you can say that Kansas City went 21 times for really 115 yards because they took away 3 yards on Chad Henne taking a knee, it seems like, after the game, or towards the end of the game, taking a knee.
Okay.
But they ran the ball the same amount of times, but the team who ran more yards, again, that was a differentiating factor in the game. I would also say that, that third touchdown pass by Patrick Mahomes over Jimmy Garoppolo's 2, that changes the game as well. But it's still consistent. The team that ran the ball more won the game. They ran it at the same amount, but one had more yards than the other.
More effectively.
Ended up more effectively. Boom. Let's see here. The Thursday night game was the Cardinals against the Saints. Cardinals got it done, surprisingly. I wasn't having D-Hop back definitely helped.
Yeah, he went off. I think he had 10,
he went off.
10 catches.
D-Hop had 10 catches for 103 yards. I mean, that changes the entire him being out there changes how defenses have to play him. Have to play the offense. They got to respect. They got to send help. They got to respect him, and he's still gonna get his. So Arizona obviously gets the they won by 8 points here.
Yeah,
but let's look at the running stats. Let's look at the running game again. The New Orleans Saints rushed the ball 22 times for 85 yards, 3.9 a carry. Now, let's not get it twisted. This game is skewed heavily because of Andy Dalton's 2 back-to-back pick sixes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because Kyler Murray didn't do shit this game. He went 20 for 29. He didn't have to do nothing. He got spotted 14 points by the defense, and y'all barely won. So don't be too happy if you're an Arizona fan, because if you pull that rug up just a little bit, there's a whole lot of shit under that carpet. There's a whole lot of shit. But y'all got some Febreze on there. You can't smell nothing. You all right for right now. But Arizona ran the ball 29 times. Again, when you got a 14-point cushion, when you're gifted 14 points, it does make it easier to now execute this. But they ran the ball 29 times for 137 yards, 4.7 per carry. So, yes, technically it shows itself to be true again. The team that actually controlled the game and controlled the run game over the other team won the game. And that's football. This is what football is.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously the pick sixes were substantial. I mean, one pick six takes your chance of winning to like the teens, I think.
Yeah.
2 of them.
2 put you in a fucking negative.
Yeah. There's just nothing you can do to overcome that, really. 2 extra possessions.
You have actually screwed your team.
Yeah.
2 pick sixes. One of them wasn't his fault. The other one absolutely was his fault.
Yeah, just pack it up and go home at that point.
Now, look, man, and that's the thing, man. A guy like Andy Dalton, he was having a damn good game before that, man. He was having a damn good game before he threw that first pick six. And when he threw that first one, it was like, okay, that's the one pass. That's the Andy Dalton pass. That's the pass where you're like, okay, yeah.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one
because you do fuck up like this from time to time. And then he came back and did it again like 2 plays later. And then you see this cat doing a fucking 10-foot high jump front foot somersault into the end zone in the background. While Andy Dalton's just like looking up at the sky like, oh my God.
What the fuck?
All right. Now we got the Cowboys and the Lions. This was not a game that I thought this was an ugly game. I thought it might be more of a competitive matchup, but you forgot that you got Jared Goff over there throwing 2 interceptions and no touchdowns. looking average as hell. I mean, Dak Prescott, did he really have to do a lot? I don't know. He only threw the ball 25 times, 1 touchdown, had 113 passer rating, but he didn't really have to have a great game now, did he?
I'll say it's pretty easy to score 7.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure one of those
even the Broncos could score 7.
You know what I mean? Now, as far as the run game goes here, 32 rushes for the Cowboys, 25 rushes for the Lions, 117 yards for the Lions, 139 for the Cowboys. Cowboys win. Cowboys win.
That's on the worst defense in the league. Like I was hoping for a little bit more.
Yeah. You, especially on if it's the worst, if it's the worst defense like that, you want to run for like 150, 160, pass for like 4. That feels good. You feel good there. You'll feel good there. But, Aaron Glenn is the defense coordinator for the Lions. He was my teammate in Jacksonville.
Nice.
Yeah, something tells me he won't be there for long.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to be there too long.
Keep grinding, AG. Keep grinding, baby. All right, next up, the shock of the week.
Oof.
No.
These next two, all of these.
These next 2 games, I would never have bet on either one of these teams to win in any timeline.
I would have bet you my next paycheck, but I'm unemployed, so
I would have bet my 401k that Green Bay would have won this shit.
Oh, that one of these cats would have won.
I mean, one of them. I mean, Tampa. I mean, I'm just like, how did Tampa lose? What did you do?
Not only lose, score 3.
You only scored 3 points. I mean, that's.
At least Green Bay put up something.
Green Bay put up a fight.
They were fighting. Tampa just let them take their booty.
Just let them just take it. All right, let's see here. Ooh, I think we talked about this already. I mean, Washington, you know why Washington won this game. They ran the ball 38 times. They had a good showing from Taylor Heineke. He threw the 201, 2 touchdowns, one interception. I mean, Aaron Rodgers had a better – Aaron Rodgers kind of had a better game than him. Yeah, he did. Aaron Rodgers 23 for 35, 194, 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks, and y'all still lost. How'd that happen? Oh, maybe it's because y'all only ran the ball 12 times. Yeah. The running game was not a factor for Green Bay at all. It scored no points for them. How do you think you're going to win when you do that? How do you think you're really going to win the game? You have 2 top-tier running backs that you don't give the ball to. Trade them.
Might as well.
They're not using them. You ain't using them. Whew.
I mean,
this dude who got shot, he got more rushing. You know what I'm saying? This guy got shot in his legs. He getting more touches than 2 top-tier running backs. What sense did that make?
Go get you a wideout since you don't think you have any.
You know what I mean? Brian Robinson Jr. This cat got shot in his legs. He got carjacked. Motherfucking year's been a rough one for this kid. He's got a redemption arc right now. He's got a freaking redemption arc. This cat getting 20 carries, 73 yards. I mean, it don't even matter that he only got 3.7. The 20 carries keeps the defense honest. Antonio Gibson, 10 more. Curtis Samuel, 5 more. So you got 38 carries.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a good showing.
You know what I mean? And you win the game. Green Bay, you ought to be fucking ashamed. Somebody got to get fired for dumb shit like that. I mean, they got to. You can't come out here and just not use these great running backs.
Yeah.
And now finally,
LaFleur's going to be in the hot seat.
Woo! If you would have told me that PJ Walker would outplay Tom Brady on any Sunday of his career, I would say I'll take that bet. You ain't going to get that. Well, here we are. It is October 24th, 2022, and Tom Brady with 7 Super Bowl trophies.
Hell has frozen all the way over.
Nigga, it is
Climate change in hell.
climate change in hell. It is cold as fucking ice.
Oh.
Tom Brady threw 49 passes for 290 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 55 QBR, 81 passer rating. PJ Walker. And if you don't know who PJ Walker is, let me explain to you who this motherfucker is. PJ Walker was the MVP of the XFL.
Oh, that's right.
This cat didn't get drafted into the league. He got cut by multiple teams. He went to the XFL, became their MVP, and then got signed to the practice squad for the Panthers, and then made the active, and is now the starting quarterback for the Panthers because 2 top 5 picks, one being number 1 and one being like number 3,
in the same year,
are so garbage in the same year. They're both so bad, you can't even field them anymore.
You know what? Just give me their money.
What does that tell you about the true abilities of these general managers to scout talent? PJ Walker, 16 for 22, 177 yards, 8 yards a pass, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, QBR of 73.9, passer rating of 126.5. The
That'll
boy
get it
damn
done
near
every
played a
time.
perfect game.
That'll get it done.
Rushing the ball. I mean, do we even know who the running backs from Carolina are?
I only know
Because
because they're both from the Big 12.
The one name you
And
knew,
one went to
he
Texas.
ain't there no more.
Yeah, I know because
okay.
Deontay Foreman went to Texas, and he actually he rushed for
He had a
2,000
great
yards
game.
his last year.
Deontay Foreman had 15 carries for 118 yards, 7.9 a carry, 60-yard long.
And then Chuba Hubbard went to Oklahoma State, I think. So
Chuba Hubbard, 9 for 63, 7 a
that's the only
carry,
reason I know them two, because
and a touchdown. So when we look at the run games here and we compare them, run games, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ran the ball 16 times for 46 yards. Carolina ran the ball 27 times for 173 yards and a touchdown. PJ Walker outplayed head up with not even half the talent.
look at me. Look at me.
Look at me now.
I'm the GOAT now.
PJ Walker in a head-up matchup against the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of football, heads and shoulders played better than the quarterback who actually has multiple Pro Bowl players on his offense. And he outplayed him.
And I'm pretty sure none of those guys on his team were Pro Bowlers.
I mean, come on. Like I said, I can't tell you who's on Carolina's team. I wouldn't even have known it was PJ Walker. I didn't know who he was playing until I seen the highlights. And I was like, wow,
Sam Darnold
PJ Walker
comes off of IR this week, but I think they already said they're not going to play him.
Yeah, he's not playing. I mean, can you imagine? How did you get 2 quarterbacks who were the top 3 picks in the same draft? How did you get them on your team and not think that this was a bad situation? This can't be good.
Yeah, these cats don't become available.
Yeah, why do we have the number 1 and the number 3 pick from the same draft class on the same roster?
Deshaun Watson.
That means they sucked.
That's an anomaly.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. Yeah, that's different. This is, how do we have 2 guys who were 2 of the top 3 picks in the draft? How did they both get on this team before they're even out of their rookie contract?
Right.
Because they both suck.
Yeah, it's not like they got traded away and someone gave them $230 million guaranteed. They got traded away for a washing machine and a ham sandwich, and the old team had to foot the bill for half a Baker's salary.
Oh,
I don't even know.
Man.
You know what the Jets got for Sam Darnold. Might have just kicked his ass out.
They just said, look, you just keep him. We'll pay for every part of his contract. You just take him out of here. And look, if I'm being 100% honest, Jets might be sending another one anyway sometime soon.
Wow. Maybe.
Shit, he's still garbage. They're just winning, but they're winning despite him.
Yeah, but I mean, this is basically his first year.
Yeah.
Didn't he was injured like over half of last year, wasn't he? He had something.
Yeah, but he also doesn't make good. He was making pretty bad decisions.
Yeah, he's also not that great.
Yeah. I can't get his first game out of my mind. He threw like 5 interceptions. He threw them with confidence. He thought he was throwing that bitch somewhere. Right to the defender. It's like, hey, welcome to the NFL, sucker.
I mean, there's ability there, so maybe they can rein that in. But,
well, they got a running game now, so they can just take the power away from him.
They can just lean on that shit.
And they also
slowly develop into something that can be useful.
Oh yeah. So that is our review of Week 7 in the NFL. Do us a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already done so. If you are new to the stream, welcome. Hit the bell notification so you can get notified when we go live, when we drop videos. And I'm going to be setting up our Patreon here soon. We're going to start releasing the full version of these live streams on the Patreon same day as the live stream. So if you're somebody who likes to come back and watch the live stream, because I know there are some people who send messages to me, send comments to me through the live stream, so who catch it later on in the day because they can't catch it when we're actually doing it. You may want to think about joining our Patreon because we'll start releasing those probably like a day or two ahead for those long form live streams. Still be doing the clips and dropping the clips on the channel, but we will be more often than not putting the entirety of the live stream on the Patreon. So make sure you will provide a link probably by Wednesday for you guys to look at that. But that is going to be it for us here tonight. We're about to check out the rest of this game. See what's going on here with these Bears and these Patriots.
I see that Matt Jones has been benched.
Are you serious? He's been benched?
I don't think he's injured. I didn't see him get.
Zappy is taking control. Oh wow. Bailey Zappy gets standing ovation after replacing Mac Jones at QB. Uh-oh.
Wow.
That's another quarterback who's about to bite the dust.
Wow. Somebody come scoop him up real quick.
Hey, that's how fickle this game can be. And that's why a lot of guys, honestly,
rush back.
That's why a lot of guys rush back before they're ready. That's why a lot of guys come back when they're injured before they're ready, because this is what can happen to you. This cat had a high ankle sprain. You swore his leg was broken in half a couple weeks back.
Right. Came off the field. Ain't no way hell the Bears should be back out there playing. After he made all that
videos of this cat just screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
Ooh, now they got Bailey Zappy, and I think maybe Bill Belichick is having some daydreams of TB12. He's like, this could be the reincarnation. This could be him. He could be that guy.
Ugh. I mean, trade away Mac, get some draft capital. Don't got to pay Zappy shit.
And again, like I've been saying, man, I blame the NFL culture that has now decided we're just going to throw these quarterbacks out there before they're ready and let them just, learn on the fly. And then when they end up being bums, they wonder why. You know what I mean?
Why isn't this guy, completing 70% of his passes? Like, well, look at the
which is a high ass number to begin with.
Right. Or 50% shit. I think Justin Fields is even completing like 60-something%.
Yeah, 65% is good. Yeah,
That could be
it depends
deceiving.
on how many passes you got out too.
Yeah. I think he's like bottom of the league in attempts.
They're like, why isn't this guy passing at 70% yet? Because he's a rookie and he don't even know all the plays.
Yeah.
He
Guy
ain't
doesn't even know
never
where
seen this kind of speed in his life.
guy didn't know his elbow from his asshole.
For real. But I'm gonna check this game out, man. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. We will catch y'all on Wednesday for the live stream with Urinate and Treat and 5 Point Vids. We do appreciate you all for being in here with us. We are your observant linemen, and I am out of here. We will catch y'all on Wednesday. Peace out,
Peace.
everybody.